So why is
We're recording there, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You want us to do a little wrapper thing? One of these? There we go.
There we go. Yeah. Okay, welcome everyone. I'm calling to order our Cottonwood Heights Community Development and Renewal Agency work session for today, Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. As mayor of Cottonwood Heights, I serve as the chair for the CDRA with members of the city council who serve as members of the board. So we are here today to announce the official formation of the Hillside Plaza Advisory Committee, which we're thrilled about. This committee has already had an initial meeting with staff and with the consultant that we've hired for this project, along with a meeting with myself, with some of you all, and meetings held on their own. So one of the reasons that we've invited the committee here to the CDRA meeting today is to allow the public to get to know each of the members a little bit better. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go around the room. Actually, what I'm going to do is call you up individually to come sit at the table, and just one at a time. And the purpose for this is to get to know you a little bit better. So we're going to ask you to take 3 or 4 minutes to tell us a little bit about yourself, professionally, personally, whatever you want to add, why you wanted to be on this committee, and what you hopefully foresee as your role and what you can hopefully accomplish. So we'll go that order with 8 of you today, it sounds like. And then we'll also allow the council, if you do have any questions of them when they come up, to ask any questions. So we were
questioning after everyone's had a chance to do, or
probably just as they're up here individually. So if you have any questions specific to them. So as a
so if you want to avoid it, be the end.
Yeah. So anyway, so having said that, the first person that we'll call up is going to be Heather Anderson. So Heather, come on up. Sorry, you didn't get much time to think about it, Heather.
Well, no, but that's okay. I'm happy to be here. I'm Heather Anderson. I live in District 1. I've lived in Cottonwood Heights for 26 years, but I grew up in Cottonwood Heights. My aunt lives here. I have worked for Zion's Bank in the past. I worked for Community First down by the freeway on-ramp as the assistant manager after I left Zion's Bank. And then that transitioned to Bank of the West. I owned my own business for about 7 years. And then it got to be too big and too much. So I decided to let that go and focus on being a stay-at-home mom. I have always loved the Hillside Plaza area. I remember Ernst fondly. Walgreens, all that, or not Walgreens, it was Rite Aid and all that fun stuff. But then it just became so blighted. It was kind of sad to see what it is now. I have twin girls who grew up here, and when they started dating, they would leave the city to go on their dates. And I thought, why in the heck don't we have more fun things for our youth here and for ourselves here? So when the city decided to purchase Hillside Plaza and redevelop it, I couldn't have been more thrilled. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what the community would like to see there, and advocating for our citizens, and hopefully putting together something fantastic we can all be proud of and frequent.
Yeah. So I failed to mention the committee has elected a chair who is going to be Randy Whitehead, and Heather has been elected as the vice chair. And then I believe it's Kayla that was elected as the secretary. So yeah, so we're excited for that. Anyway, any questions for Heather?
Well,
I appreciate Heather. She's been doing things for the city. She's a great supporter of our police department. I think there's a personal relationship she has with a certain officer of her own. Not you guys. I know I came out wrong.
She's married to a top guy.
She's married to one.
there's a rumor of one.
I apologize. She knows me well enough to know that I need correcting on my.
I am married to a law enforcement officer who works for a different city, and we proudly call Cottonwood Heights our home. Yes.
Well, and Heather was
Thank you
also,
for that work
yeah.
you've done for our police department as well. as
Thank you, Scott.
she was also an applicant when the District 1 seat came open. Appreciated you going through that process as well.
Thank you.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't too hard, was it?
No,
No. Well, thanks, Heather.
Thank
We're
you.
excited for the next few months in the process.
great. Appreciate you all.
So let's call up Lori.
Really was not prepared for that, but my name is Lori Key, and I have been a resident of Cottonwood Heights for 30 years. It's hard to believe that I've been here for 30 years. I raised all my boys here. I have 3 boys. They all attended Brighton High School, played football with Sean's son. And we are very passionate. This is not where I grew up, but this is my home. Cottonwood Heights is our home. In one of our first meetings, they asked what was one of the best memories or heartfelt memories we have in Cottonwood Heights. And I can't remember what I said, but then somebody reminded me that the Rathskeller was used to be up there, and that was my first date with my husband, and I had totally forgotten that. I had forgotten about that, but I have a lot of passion for the city. I sit on the business association as well. I am a real estate agent. I've sold real estate since I have lived in Cottonwood Heights. So for 30 years, I've been selling real estate. You may think that I'm pro housing. I'm not. I'm pro town center. What is going to do well for the city, a gathering place for the city that's going to bring us all together. I think Cottonwood Heights is a little bit unique as far as we're small geographically, and we're small as far as population goes. So this brings us an opportunity to really make it a place for the community.
Yeah, awesome. So anybody have questions for Lori?
Thank you.
So you've served on the business association. Tell us
Correct.
about your experience with that.
That's been great. We started, of course, when Sherry Martell was here. Sherry invited me. I've known Sherry for many years, working with the Economic Development Corporation of Utah. It's been fun to get to know some of these businesses. Again, Cottonwood Heights is unique, where we do have, the larger buildings where we have some big corporations, but also some very small mom and pop businesses as well, that we'd like to see them thrive and do well in the community. So it's been fun to be a part of that community.
Yeah, being on the business association, I think is a good experience for understanding the type of businesses maybe we want to get to Hillside-Plava. So
And I am a runner, so I do expect to see all you at the 5K on Thursday.
how fast are you gonna run?
I have to be, I beat Kelvin Cullimore every single year. I'll just.
You beat me now. That's not hard to do. Thanks, Lori. Hey, Randy Whitehead, come on up. Hi, Randy.
Hello, I'm Randy Whitehead. First of all, I just am in awe and eternally grateful to Cottonwood Heights for the vision, the desire to purchase this property and develop it in a way that will be beneficial to the city, create a gathering place, something that all the residents will be proud of. I pinch myself to believe that it's actually happened. It far exceeded anything I ever thought could possibly happen. I'm equally excited for this committee. Everybody has the same goal and the same vision to create something that's going to be beneficial for the city. Although everyone has ideas, it's that concept of what will be best for the city, and we kind of look forward to what it can mean to Cottonwood Heights, put another face to it, and actually what it can mean for decades in the future. It's a unique opportunity, and we are extremely grateful for it. So who is Randy Whitehead? I have lived in Cottonwood Heights since 2006. I formed a company in 2004 and we moved it to Cottonwood Heights in 2006. It's a company that has more of a national footprint rather than just a local footprint. And I recently sold that business to an insurance company in Kentucky. And I just retired as of June 30th. And I couldn't be happier. It coincides with this new endeavor to help and be a part of this town center. My grandparents actually moved into the house we now own in 1969. And so they've been a part of the community since before it was Cottonwood Heights, and seeing the development of that shopping plaza, and we'll be able to see what it turns into. I have 3 children, I have 6 grandchildren, and I just express my gratitude and to the city and actually to all the members of this committee. You chose some incredible people. Thank you.
Thanks, Randy. Any questions from the council? I think we all know you, Randy. We've been working with you closely for a while, but thanks for your organization efforts in the beginning and for all you've done to facilitate where we are. So thanks. Thanks, Randy. No, Jack. So Kayla, how do you pronounce your last name?
Langell.
Langell. Okay. The Y is silent, basically, right? Okay.
Rhymes with ring bell.
Ring a bell. Kayla Langell.
Yeah, my husband was actually one of the Wesley Bell ringers. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Christ United Methodist Church in Mill Creek, but they have a 50-year-old bell choir and they tour the country. And so when I said Langell ring bell, people laugh because he was one of the bell ringers. Anyway, I'm Kayla Langell. My husband and I bought our family home here just 2 years ago. And I have 2 girls, 4 and 1. So I'm excited to raise them here. And after hearing everybody's stories about Hillside Plaza in the old days, I'm excited for it to have new life and to serve a new generation. I'm really interested in it serving, multi-generations, because I want it to be for the kids, but hearing some district members' ideas about possibly a senior center, possibly 55+ housing, expanding my, view to incorporate all of the ideas. So I'm really excited to be involved in the process. I am an accountant, have some real estate experience and a master's in public policy. And so I'm just kind of excited to incorporate all of that into the process.
Great. So Kayla, where did you come from?
Where do I work?
Where did you come from if you just moved here a couple years
So
ago?
I am actually from San Diego, but I've lived here since starting college at Westminster now 15 or more years ago.
Okay.
And we came from Sandy before this, so
Okay.
we've been in the area, but yeah, we're calling Cottonwood Heights our home.
Okay, great. Any other questions for Kayla? Thanks for your willingness. We're excited to, one of the things that we felt was important with you, just, was to get a diverse range of demographics, and you're probably, is that okay to say the youngest of you all?
I think we determined that.
I know she was one of my appointees, and she particularly stood out not only for her proactivism early in this process many months ago, but as a voice of a parent of young children. For many of us, our children were young years or decades ago. So I appreciate she can understand the opportunities that she'd like to see made available to parents with young children.
So I told the group that I'll be secretary and that's how I'll earn my keep since I'm the least experienced. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Kayla. You'll have a lot of experience to add. Gordon Walker. Hi.
I'm Gordon Walker. We've lived in Cottonwood Heights for over 30 years. And in fact, my wife was very active in the actual incorporation of the city. She was serving as state senator then, representing this area, and worked very closely with all the key people in putting this together. I've served in the city as on the planning commission, and also served as chair for several years. So I'm familiar with the process. And as soon as I resigned and left, we moved to Europe. Lived in Frankfurt. And then when we came back, San Diego came after me to help them with their homeless issue. The last 12 years of my career, I served at the state in charge of housing and community development. We had all the federal programs. Earlier in my career, I served as deputy undersecretary at HUD and managed all the offices nationwide. That was right after I was a private sector developer. So I've had actually a broad variety. The reason we came to Utah was that the feds asked me to take over a savings and loan that was ill. And so we did that, and we're very happy here. We love it. And I appreciate Councilwoman Burrell's support and appointment of me to participate in the housing. I am not opposed to housing. I've been a strong supporter of housing over the years. And in fact, in my career, managed many of the funds of the state. And so I really know where the money is. Recently, I've been doing some consulting work in real estate. You've all heard of the new visitor center being built on the east part of Zion National Park. I was able to help fund that for the group that is developing it, and it's been fun to have a project at both ends of the state. So,
And what is your wife's name, Gordon?
Carlene Walker.
Carlene Walker. Okay, yeah. Who was that?
She was really, really valuable and helpful in
How many
the
terms?
corporation of the city done.
She served 2 terms?
She
or
served
3?
2 terms. Yeah, 2 terms, 8 years. I kind of omitted those years because I served as her chauffeur. When
Well,
people ask me what I do, I say I'm a chauffeur.
Well, I have to quickly tell a little story about Gordon, and that is that I met him when I was on the campaign trail 2 years ago. I knocked at his door and didn't know that I was at the home of Gordon and Carlene Walker. And he said to me, I said, I'm Ellen Borelli. I know who you are. He goes, didn't you see the sign in my front yard? And I said, no, I didn't notice you had an Ernie Kim sign already in your yard. I said, but that's all the more reason for us to meet. The reason I'm relaying this is he went on to ask me, what do you think about affordable housing? And as I took a breath to answer, he said, do you even know what affordable housing is? I'm telling on you. And I said, well, I think I know a little bit, but it sounds like you know a lot. About that time, Carlene Walker came behind him in the foyer and said, hello, Ellen. And I said, oh, Senator Walker. And we went on to have not only a stimulating conversation at the doorstep, but I said, should I, in the unlikely event I'm elected, would you be willing to sit with me and teach me more about affordable housing? Because Senator Walker explained to me that Gordon Walker had been the advisor to our governor on housing. And he, true to his word, when he said yes, he sat with me that December for a couple of hours. And in my belief that we need diversity, we need voices, we need people. Well, and I didn't realize I was doing this, but perhaps I appointed one of the older statesmen, as well as we've already talked about our younger Caleb being one of the youngest in the committee. And I so value that Gordon is willing to serve and share with all of us his voluminous career in many areas. And so I just really thank you for your willingness to serve on this committee.
Thank
Maybe
you.
I'll make a motion that Ellen be referred to as a librarian because you got the bookends.
I got the bookend.
So did you call Gordon old? Is that what you did?
Well, I said elder, I call him an elder statesman. Hey,
Okay.
I
don't
was holding
tease
my
us.
tongue, Mayor.
I heard it, Gordon. I
Yeah, hey,
understand you.
I'll tell you that council member Peterson, God rest his soul, he used to love to tease me that I was the elder person on the council because I'm 2 months older than him. So he'd be like, oh yeah, that elderly Ellen Burrell. So we can tease each other. Okay.
Well, Gordon, we're excited to have you. So
Thank you.
I think you'll add a great voice and a renowned experience, and we're excited to have you help us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, Tori Horsley. Hi, Tori.
Hi,
still here.
I'm so excited to be here. My name is Tori Horsley, and I grew up right behind the police station, wherever it is in this building. I'm not sure where I'm at right now. Right behind the police station. My parents still live there. Some of you know them. I grew up walking down to Hillside Plaza and enjoying the Rathskeller like Lori, and I have fond memories of Hillside Plaza growing up. I also had a business with my sisters at Hillside Plaza for over 10 years. So again, it's very near and dear to my heart. My husband and I, we have 8 children. We have almost 17 grandchildren. And my husband grew up in Cottonwood Heights as well. Both of our parents still live here. I think all but 2 of our siblings live in Cottonwood Heights as well. So, and now just newly being on this advisory board has been so fun, and it's been so fun. This is a great committee, and these people have already become friends. And we're so excited to hear what the community has to say about Hillside Plaza and getting their input and making this just a wonderful place.
Questions for Tori?
Don't do anything that mom and dad would be
And what?
upset. Don't do anything that your mom or dad would be upset about, or your aunt and uncle. No,
They built the
I'm-
whole city center.
So,
And they're
Thank
doing
you.
good, but
I was very glad to see your name on there.
yeah, so Tori, thank you. We're excited. We know that you'll have, the fact that you had a business on the plaza itself, I think gives you an experience that's unique to everybody else. But as much as we all have gone there to actually do business there, plus we're excited to maybe get your husband to design some things for us. You never know, right?
he's amazing. So
Thanks, Tori.
thanks,
for that.
guys.
So, Mike Hanson. Hold on, Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike Hanson. I know most of you one way or another through, probably from my wife who worked here for many, many years. Grew up in Cottonwood Heights. Our family moved into District 2 behind the 3rd Church in 1971. And then I ended up buying a house just down the hill in District 3 in the Somerset area. So I've run for office a couple times, not made it. Volunteered at the city in Butlerville days and other opportunities we've had to volunteer. Really humbled to be on this committee. It is very humbling. These people are fantastic. I'm probably one of the least equipped to be able to make opinions and have the knowledge that a lot of these folks have, and it's really great. About me, I've been self-employed, had a business since 1986, and I just recently left that business and now working for somebody. So I actually have a little bit more free time, and that's been kind of an interesting journey because I realized that we were talking about age, that the folks I'm working for are about 20 years my junior, and so I'm learning how to keep up with the young guys, and so it's kind of an interesting transition. But again, I feel very honored and very humbled to be a part of this.
Thanks, Mike. Questions? just will say real quickly, I don't know if there's a more invested person in our city than Mike Hanson. He's, you know, it's interesting. Sometimes when you lose a race, you know, for an elected position, you can feel ostracized from the city. Mike is still attending every meeting, and or you see him online. He's as invested as any person I've met, and we're excited to have your voice too, Mike.
It's a mental illness.
I wasn't gonna say it out loud, but yeah. Any other questions for Mike?
No, I would second that. I think that people who jump in, run for office, they don't make it, you never see them again. And it is a testimonial when you run for office and maybe you're not the one that gets chosen and you hang in there. And that says your sense of commitment to community. It's very commendable.
Thanks, Ellen, for Councilperson Burrell, sorry.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, and so then the last person for today is gonna be Dan Mills. Come on up, Dan.
Well, you hear enough from me. I don't want to go too long, but I just, Dan Mills, I grew up as a kid and we had fun in our first meeting, kind of reminiscing about the Hillside Plaza. And this time of year, in my memory, you know, as a young teenager, you know, bouncing between Ernst, which was the Home Depot of the time, and, you know, the drugstore and the Safeway, and
Carl's Cafe for breakfast.
Carl's Cafe, and you know, the Baskin Robbins and the Rathskeller. You know, as teenagers, we basically could just go back and forth and could spend, you know, lunch times and after school and weekends, and you know, the first video store in quite a geographic area, Hillside Video, that some local Cottonwood Heights residents started there. It was a great gathering place, and families were there, and you know, older people and younger people, and it was a fantastic place to be as a kid. I moved away and moved back and opened a little mom and pop physical therapy business here about 13 years ago, and I'm one of the two appointees from Tim Tingy, representing the city. I currently serve as the chair of the Planning Commission, and as a physical therapist, I serve as an elected member of the board of directors for the American Physical Therapy Association. And I'm the only one west of the Rockies to represent my profession. So I am passionate about walkability and bikeability, but I also get a chance through that service to see lots of different cities around the country as we have our national meetings other places. And I've gained a real appreciation for our professional staff, and also our elected representatives, and just for the residents that will listen to this. I just don't know that we completely appreciate what fine people we have in these positions right now, and that this is unique. This is a little bit of lightning in a bottle kind of a situation, and the push and pull between council members and with staff in a good positive way to try to reach the greater good. And I would tell you the dynamic is that 12 of us have kind of met each other and gotten to know each other. Many of us have not had reasons to be in the same circles before, and so a lot of getting to know each other. But it's interesting how quickly we were finishing each other's sentences in the intentionality and kind of hopes for what this property could be. And I would just finish with it's rare, you know, to have that many people unified and kind of singing off the same song sheet, and the aspirational part of it. I'm grateful that as the staff have kind of cleared the space for something that's really kind of undefined a little bit, and that we're trying to find our voice, and they've got a really good cadre of contractors to assist us in our process, and you know, and Randy and his neighbors who just really kind of coalesced, and I think you'll be very, very pleased with our work product. And from a time commitment standpoint, we are all in on this, and I think it will. I really believe that what happens here with this piece of property is going to create a wave that will go out and will create a feel for the rest of Cottonwood Heights. And I'm also, I think that there are other municipalities that are watching to see what we do. And the mayor kind of shined a light on that with the recent engagement with the Wasatch Front Regional Council, and the fact that we were seen as a leader and doing some hard things and taking bold moves. I'm grateful, and I realize that means that our residents sometimes are going to have some trust, but I think we're all very excited to get feedback from them. And again, grateful for your service, and Sean in particular as a member of District 3, I'm just grateful that we have such great leadership. So, thank you.
Well, thank you, Dan. Any questions for Dan? Well, we we see you as a visionary, so we're grateful that you're willing to serve. And you already do a lot, so thank you. Appreciate it, Dan. So I called a meeting with the committee. Not everybody could come, but I called them, and one of the things that I said to them is my hope was, in 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, they continue to get together, that they created this friendship, and that they take pride in what ends up becoming of Hillside Plaza. That's, to see their investment and willingness, to match our own for what we think can happen is, to me, thrilling. And the fact that they've bought in and one of the things that's difficult in any group is there's lots of opinions, and we talked about respecting respecting others' opinions, and making sure everybody has a voice. The Kayla, who's lived here for 2 years, has just as an important voice as some of us who have been here our entire lives. So it's all something that we hope will affect us all. And I just can't thank you guys enough for your willingness to be a part of this. And maybe you'll call me on one of those meetings. I can come be with you when we go back and say, wow, this is a cool place. So anyway, council, anything that you want to add to Tim? Anything you want to add?
No, I don't have anything.
Mike,
Was just going to reiterate where we're going.
Sure, yeah.
At least, consultant first.
Yeah, I want to echo what you're saying. The council or the committee has been amazing. We've had one formal meeting with them, with the full project team. We have our next one next week to really start, taking ideas and concepts and putting them on paper. So we're planning to roll up our sleeves and really get into interactive exercises as we move forward. Next steps in the project, like I said, we have that committee meeting next week, and then very soon here, I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks, we'll have a project website live, and then just a pretty general publicly available survey that will be on that project website that we got some input from the committee in our first meeting on the questions we should be asking there. It's nothing long, it's nothing extensive. It's a 5 to 10 minute quick survey.
How are we going to distribute that?
Through social media and hopefully through the help of our committee members there. As we heard, they're all very well connected and well respected and represent the entire city. So we're hoping to get the word out in as many ways we can and use that committee to our full advantage there. And then that will continue to inform the design process as we move forward.
Awesome.
I would just add that when the committee when we first talked about hiring the consultants, one of the things that I emphasize is I don't think you should feel compelled to come forward with just one idea to present to the public. If it needs to be 2 or 3, or you need to come up, this is the thing, these are all the things we talked about, or whatever, because when you get to that public meeting, if it's just one or if it's too narrow, you'll always get a lot of feedback. It may be the greatest thing, but I always kind of hope that we'd see, maybe a little heavier this way or that way, so we can get that, because this is a stepping stone to the ultimate public process, which everyone's involved to come that open house or whatever the process is, to get everybody involved, because it is it's right in the middle of everything.
I'd just like to add that I appreciate you so much. This is time consuming, but I always go to my sports analogies. It's great to get new members on the team. And I look forward to the work that you're about to do. I look forward to feeling the energy go throughout our community. and to embrace this opportunity that we have to really impact our city in a positive way. Thank you so much for doing this.
So the last thing that I said to during the RFP process with our consultants, I said it to both of them as we narrowed it to two, is no pressure that you've got to get this perfect. So no pressure, guys. No, this is gonna be really, really fun. So thank you all.
May I just say one quick
Yes,
thing too?
absolutely.
I know that so many people throughout our city applied. They wanted to serve on the committee. Obviously, there was 12 that were selected. And beyond those that formally applied, there's many who are fascinated with this whole concept. There's still, in my experience, quite a bit of confusion. I still bump into people who say, I've got this great idea. The city should consider having a city center at Hillside Plaza. Why don't you guys start working on that? So I just need to make sure I can go on the record that the best way is to be err on the side of extra information out into the public, keep this a transparent project. I know I was lucky enough to sit in on that first meeting you had, and I found it fascinating. I think that people in the public would love to just be a mouse in the corner to hear you all deliberating. I think it would help to put out into our community the whispers of, oh, it's fantastic. Wait till you hear about all these great ideas being rolled around. I hope that we do as a city, have this on our website. So people, if they want to be a mouse in the corner and just get to hear you all talking together with some of the meetings that are held here in City Hall, that we do make those dates and times readily available so the public can appreciate this process that we're in and look forward to when your ideas are on display at open houses in several months from now. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Bro. Okay, so the approval of our minutes are done in this manner. The minutes of this meeting will be approved through the following process. The agency secretary promptly will circulate a draft of the copy of the minutes to the board members, who then will have 3 business days to provide any proposed corrections to the secretary. The secretary will then circulate a revised draft of the minutes to the board members, and the same process will continue until such time as no corrections are needed. And received within the 3 business days review period, whereupon that draft of the meetings will be deemed approved and become the final minutes of the meeting. At this point, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn our CDRA meeting.
I would motion to adjourn our CDRA meeting.
I'll second it. We have a motion to approve in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.